Welcome. Again, welcome. We are talking about spirituality. We are talking about the ease of life, ease of body being, which is my new book that is coming out soon. So that's going to be fun. We're bringing awareness to what spirituality is and how we kind of all connect with this in our life as we're all kind of already deeply connected to life, to our spirit, to our ego, and yet we might not necessarily see these connections as we are also entrenched in the drama of life, the drama of the ego, the drama of ourselves. So some of you might be here new, and welcome, and tag along, like, subscribe, comment, share. Other people might watch me more on YouTube or Instagram, or joining more on like my online retreats, or going more one-to-one, or checking out my books. So everybody's connected to this space differently, as I've been teaching this for some time, but it of course is a growing energy of awareness. I was ready for this path, this walk of life more than 20 years ago. And yet not everybody was, or some people did, but they also just kind of took a little step on their journey. So that's kind of, from Norway, like a lot of people, there's like a lot of healers, there's different like mystiques, mystery men and women that they kind of, people get like an enhancement, they get like, lifted somewhat. Or like in America, we have like, different philosophies, different spiritual traditions, all these different ways of coaching. So most people do kind of engage with life, with spirituality in a way that we have like an ego side, and then we have a wisdom side, right side, a left side, a front side, a back side of our body. And we are kind of entrenched in our ego side. Some might also be entrenched in our wisdom side, but that still becomes the ego side. But so as we go through life, we get an education, or we end up in a car accident, or we divorce, or we get a baby, or we kind of go through to a healer, or through some teachings, and we kind of open up, we awaken, we open up a certain level of energy. We wake up to a certain level of ourselves, of deeper connection. So if we have an ego side, usually it's the right side that we're connected to. So whether we are connected more spiritually, more mentally, more emotionally, more physically, more sexually, we will kind of, through different teachers or different ways of engagement, we might suddenly have an experience where we get pulled out of our ego and into our wisdom side. And in that, suddenly some people feel more energy, or some people have more clarity, some people have more sexual desire. Some people have more physical, mastery. Some people have more like mental understanding of certain areas. So all these different paths are what creates these different schools of thought, schools of spirituality, if you may. And then when we suddenly have gotten this wisdom, we have this awakening, so to speak, we have a tendency to be, ooh, wow, this is what everybody wants. Now let's teach. So then a lot of teachers kind of at that level just, okay, I can teach. But that is literally only like a beginning step, beginning path, really of the path of spirituality, the path of life, the ease of life, the path to body being. Then if we're going to really go deeper into it, there's many awakenings going on. We can literally go through the subconscious or the unconscious parts of ourselves and move and connect with all these aspects of ourselves, whether it's sexually, whether it's physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, soulfully. So we actually are connected to all these, and hence we have the potential to move into these levels, all of them, and start kind of unifying our being. And in that unifying, your energy body awakens on many levels, and it becomes an integral being or body being. So this is kind of the path that I found, that I connected with, that I realized that, yeah, we are ready. People are ready to go beyond just one level of awakening into more. So as you do, there will be a difference, because this first level of awakening that a lot of people kind of in these days, when life is more educated, there's more opportunities, there's more freedom in these days, then most people have gone through an awakening already. But it's easy to kind of get comfortable at that space, because at this first level, you use the body, the energy, you use the weight, the anchor. So if you have a boat, we can usually use push against the bottom, like yoga, we push down. Or with mind, we can force ourselves to go through, and then we can manipulate it, or we can do it, we can go for it. That is a forcefulness that we often go through here. So it's like if we have a sailboat, and then we haven't really pulled up the anchor, but we're using the anchor, and then it's laying on one side, and then we pull the anchor over to the other side, and we kind of move to the wisdom side. And then suddenly we're like, ooh, the whole boat works differently. But you're still kind of using the anchors. You haven't pulled it up. That takes longer to pull up the anchor. So it's like dragging, and it's still making you a little bit crooked. Not crooked towards the ego side, but now crooked towards the wisdom side. So the anchor is still holding you down, preventing you from kind of moving up the body, up into higher levels into different levels of awareness, into different levels of body being, to other levels of your spirit, your spiritual path, different levels of being, or body being. So this first one, it is easier to kind of use your body to manipulate and to twist yourself out. And now more than ever, you see there's so many people teaching out there, coaches, like all kinds of stuff, because it feels really powerful to go through an awakening. But that's just kind of like the first level of the potential of many. So this teaching is more like the path of many awakenings. So it's a little bit more of an advanced teaching, if you may. Yet some people come here from the beginning. Some people are already on their wisdom side, but they're still feeling like stuck. So they're still looking to keep moving up. And that's where like we have to dare to pull up the anchor. When we pull up the anchor, then we can stabilize. And then we might still have to drop out the anchor again, because we might have to stabilize and then settle down a little bit at a new spot, at a reef somewhere on the way, and settle it down. And then we move on to the next wave. There's new winds coming in. There's a new direction. We see where we're headed. So here, this path is more of words and intention, and seeing that there's many levels, and at every level you can shift your course, because your body will upgrade as you use your body differently, as you use your anchor, as your wisdom grows. Sometimes it's from side to side, sometimes it's from front to back. We are kind of engaging with ourselves. We're moving through these levels, and that can be confusing, because we kind of need a guide. We need a captain telling you how to like steer. Like, what are you doing? You're not here anymore. Like, you're at the next level. Or no, you're not at the level of mind. Go to the heart, or go to the body, or go to sexuality, or go to the spirit. There's levels of it. And the anchor also, suddenly the anchor will change. You might create a lighter anchor, because your boat gets lighter, so you don't need so heavy a boat. You might find new wood, you might find a new sail. So the whole boat changes as we kind of continue. And that is the beauty of body being, is like your body will literally change on this journey. It's not stagnant. We are so used to thinking like, no, I'm going to get these sickness, I'm going to have these problems because I've had them ever since I was little. This body I've had since I was little. But everything changes when you start noticing that there's like everything always changes. Then you can start like really enjoying the journey, racing higher, sails bigger, not just one sail, but you can have three. And sometimes you can just take them down and have a little engine in the back, or just row and find a little dolphin or a whale that pulls you forward. So, the adaptability of your body, of your wisdom being, is kind of what needs to call you to this path. So I shared this, so many people can come and then they get awakened into a wisdom of one thing, and then they go on their separate ways. But then suddenly some people be like, actually, I think I want to keep going. It's not always so comfortable to keep going, because you get challenged. You're going to feel like a failure sometimes, many times, because it literally is like, to fail sometimes is to move out of your ego. You're going to get knocked down by a wind, or by a reef, or by a wave or current, or by a whale knocking you over. So it's going to feel like you're failing a little bit, but you're kind of building a trust. You're daring to trust a journey. You're daring to have hope for the wind, hope that it will lift you and carry you where you need to go. So it is the intention that we kind of awaken to and put out there as the guiding light. That there is a light. Sometimes you don't see the light until there's like totally dark, and then you're like, oh, there's the light. There is. Or you might just be in the dark in the night, and then you can't see anything. You feel lost. And then in the morning, we're like, oh, the sun is here. It is still here. Or it's totally cloudy, and then suddenly you see the moon, and then everything makes sense. So spiritual guide is a little bit like the moon kind of shining when everything just looks looks lost. So these talks are here to kind of, whether you're reading my book or you're on my YouTube or on Instagram or my online, it's just a way of kind of supporting you a little bit, something to kind of let you kind of sink in, and just gives you validity. And sometimes you might actually ask me questions. I might actually talk about it here. Be like, hello, sir. I would like to ask these questions. If you can answer it, great. If not, that's also great. So, and it's not always the answer we're looking for. It is that daring to reach out and daring to like receive some guidance, because we get so the ego gets so focused on wanting to figure everything out ourselves. So life becomes so dramatic and in competition with everything, and we forget that the journey can be pretty nice and effortless and joyous, and we can hang out on some retreats here in America or in Norway or wherever we are, or on an online retreat, or on a Wednesday of ease. There's a daring to hang out, daring to enjoy the ride, daring to make it not so dramatic as the wisdom side. Then you realize that, yeah, when you come here for a while, you realize, wow, there's subtle changes, and then gradually there's more and more of these changes, and then you go through different awakenings on the path, and that's a pretty miraculous journey. So something I would honor you all to do, and but of course I'm just here to tell you about it and invite you on the journey if you come on the boat with me. So with that said, let's take it in. We usually have the second part where we kind of just, you lift up your butt a little bit, get situated, lean back a little bit, drop your shoulders, close your eyes a little bit, and just let yourself receive some of you already kind of ready for the Wisdom Wednesdays, and you're already, sometimes it comes up some emotions, some fear, some worry, some pain, as you're ready to just receive. So let's just receive. And then it just kind of, the breath just comes in. You might like perceive the cars outside, or the wind, or the river outside, or the stillness outside. So there's as we kind of receive the energy, we kind of allow ourselves to kind of, it is like a love making, it's like an honoring of yourself. It's like you open yourself up to receive. Yeah, and it's like a release. It kind of we've opened it up, and then it comes into the body, in through the heart, down into your crotch, down into your buttocks, down into your legs, and then it's almost like it's stretching out like a wave, down, 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 down. Did I say down? And then it kind of goes into the ground, and then it kind of just bubbles up like silence, like silence embracing you, like ease. We're filling ourselves, we're letting the energy to be seen through the mind and felt through the body, and then released so that we can renew it and make ease out of it. The spiritual connection can grow through it. And then it just kind of opens you up, comes up into your feet. It's like a stiffness, pain coming up into your body. And out, just like a breath. Just breathe it out again. It was like breathing it in and then breathing it out, like a meal, eating it, but then also pooping it out or peeing it out, just a release. And then it kind of tingles in your toes and your ankles and your feet and your fingers and your head. And a smile occurs, arises. Yeah, so if you watch this, if you're new, glad to see you here, and remember to follow and like and comment, and yeah, and share to others that are that's ready for this, to see these, to follow these, and to come on board. So thank you guys for being here today, and I will see you again at least next Wednesday or whenever you are tuning into this. And I hope you guys have a beautiful day. A beautiful